James came to me and he looks at me. He's like, "Hey, you were talking about buying a company. Would you invest in starting this company with me?" I looked at him and go, "No."
Oh yeah, no, he full on shot me down the face.
You have a moment of clarity, and then you got drunk again, and decided
exactly.
That's pretty much that's kind of how the name came out too. We were sitting in the shop drinking, like, what do we name this thing? We started quoting random movies, and Inconceivable stuck.
The following program features a bunch of doofuses talking about the automotive aftermarket. The stuff we or our guests may say do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of our peers, our sponsors, or any other associations we may have. There may be some spicy language in this show, so if you get your feelings hurt easily, you should probably just move along. So without further ado, it's time for Confessions of a Shop Owner with your host, Mike Allen.
All right, so here we are. Inconceivable Automotive. Wait, no, I'm not allowed to say it that way. Inconceivable. So
That's better.
Something like that.
what's up?
I can't do it the right way.
I'm here with Nathan and James at Inconceivable Automotive in Raleigh, North Carolina, right on the edge of Raleigh and Durham, I guess. Just out, we're in the glide path of the airport. I think I've heard some planes go over.
It's directly in the flight.
Yes, yes.
But you guys are brand new shop owners, just opened up almost a month ago, right? And we met at an ASTA social event 2 months ago, probably.
Yep.
A month and a half,
Sounds
2
right,
months,
yeah.
And thought it would be fun to come and set up. We're in your lobby, actually. Thought it would be fun to come and set up and do a quick recording and review it from what it's like to start a shop from scratch, right? Because I don't know what that's like. I'm a coward. I'm not willing to start from scratch. It terrifies me to think about ground up with no cash flow and no database. So I want to talk to you guys about that if there's time.
That's a thing. Yeah.
Before we get into that, our listeners should know that it's 8:45 in the morning, and I got here and they had a full Bloody Mary bar set up with bacon and blue cheese olives, and there are options for other things over there. I might take a picture of it and send it and splice it in if Braxton wants to do some editing.
Mike, you told us you drink on this.
We're just trying to
every
be good
single
hosts.
episode. Yeah, so
Just good hosts, right? Not here for second place, right?
here at the bottom.
You can't drink all day unless you start in the morning.
Bingo. He's got it.
So anyway, thank you for that. No breakfast, got up, headed straight here, getting the booze on early. After we get done, I'll make Braxton pack everything up, and we can go straight to the bar.
Awesome. Let's go.
So, perfect. So what I'd love to do is start and just tell me a little bit about your personal histories, how you know each other, what made you foolish enough to think that going into business together would be a good idea.
Oh, man.
About
Holy
that.
cow. So we've known each other.
It's been a couple of
2-3 years.
Something like that. Not a long time, but it's been a couple of years now.
So it was we were at Lone Rider, and I was having a drink, and I met his ex, and she's like, "Oh, you're a car guy." I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Do you work on them?" I'm like, "Kinda." And she's like, "Oh, I don't want you to meet my boyfriend. You guys would like hit it off." And we did, like the second I met him, it was like an hour just talking cars.
Yeah, pretty much. That's about right. And then we met later. We basically just met through mutual friends because I met you at a Halloween party, and we talked for like another hour about just random car stuff.
Every single time was talk about, hey, if you boosted this and did that, or that's all we talked about. But in the beginning of the year, January, we both got hurt. So we both got hospitalized and taken out of work. And we were annoying our significant others, so they told us to get out of the house and find something to do. So we were driving around Virginia.
We got this crackpot idea to go try and flip a car and see how that's going to go, right? Because we're bored. So we're driving around up near the border of North Carolina, Virginia. And we saw this Fox body Mustang just sitting in somebody's front yard. And the guy, my favorite part of the story is the guy is out in his yard watering his minivan, not washing it. Like nothing on the end of the hose, just water coming out, and he's just watering down his minivan in his bathrobe.
Yeah, the bathrobe is what really...
He's probably just knocking the pollen down,
Sure.
Might have been.
Absolutely. He was fine, yeah.
He was...
Did you get out and were you like, "Morning, Ed"? Shitter's full.
It's the same bathroom. I mean, it's the same guy.
Yeah,
But yeah,
about right.
We pull up. I mean, this thing's down in a ditch. Like, you could tell it hadn't been driven for 10 years.
It was in the ground. Yeah.
Like, we pull up, we look at him, like, hey, is that yours? He goes, yeah. I was like, do you want to sell it? Yeah. Like, can we take a look at it?
Yeah.
That's exactly how.
Like, man, this guy's colorful. Do you have the keys? Yeah. He did not
have the keys.
No, I didn't have the keys. Do you have the title? Yeah. Nope. But yeah, we like.
So what you found out later is that he was actually a crackhead, and that wasn't his house. He was just randomly watering a van.
Here's the hard. What we found out later, he's Alzheimer's patient, and I found that out from his wife. She was sharp as a tack in the house, and it's when I kind of figured out like, oh, okay, he's not all there. I was talking to her, I was like, is this something he can sell? And she's like, yeah, we need the money. Like, it's if you guys.
So you took advantage of a disabled man.
When you put it that way, it sounds worse.
If we're gonna be evil shop owners, let's lean into
let's just start off right.
Lean into the shit.
Just start off right.
Yes. So we locked him in the bathroom, and
Yeah.
But yeah,
You threw a box of donuts in there and ran away with his car, right?
much.
Yep.
That's what
With
happened.
the keys he didn't have.
Terrible.
So.
But yeah.
But yeah, we looked at it as like, man, let's start flipping cars. Like, we're gonna be millionaires.
Yeah,
Like,
there's money in that, sure.
This is the F1 Garage. My name's Jonathan Craig. Let me start that over. My name's Jonathan Craig. I'm the owner of the F1 Garage in Houston, Texas. Best thing about my day is walking into a shop just like this and looking at these cars. I was introduced to Techmetric probably about a year and a half ago. Being a one-man shop, everything works very smooth. Whether I'm technician, service advisor, tracking the numbers, stuff like that. Techmetric just makes everything efficient, professional. My ultimate favorite car would be the McLaren P1 GTR. I've got it permanently on my arm here. That's what I'm working towards. The customer experience with the software has been great. They love the digital inspections I'm able to provide, the online approvals, the ability to go ahead and pay before they get here. I'm much more in the future than a lot of these other shops. All around good program. I love it.
Look, here's the deal. I like to think that I'm pretty good at running an auto repair shop. It's what I've done for 20 plus years, but I'm not good at managing a marketing budget and all the different facets of a truly well-rounded marketing plan. There's mail, there's local advertising, there's website, there's Google AdWords, there's all the different things that go into that, and it's just not what I'm good at. So what I've chosen to do is to buy myself the time to focus on what I am good at while having someone else execute on all of those things at a way higher level than anything I could ever do. That's what turnkey auto marketing does for me. So if you feel like you could use some of that same magic, I'm going to recommend that you go to turnkeyautomarketing.com, get a free consultation, tell them that I sent you, tell them that Confessions of a Shop Owner sent you. You won't be disappointed.
We were wrong.
We're probably 50 hours into that thing, and it's still in pieces.
It's in more pieces than we planned.
Would you
on
be
it.
okay with me taking a picture of it and splicing that in along
Absolutely.
with?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh yeah.
So you spend too much time making your Bloody Mary bars and not enough time working on the Fox body.
That's exactly.
Is the-
it.
That's 100% right. Yeah.
So you're getting it right so far. The shop owner thing, you got it right
Priorities.
so far. So
But we're evil. We drink.
Yeah. Focus on what counts.
yeah, take advantage of people.
Yep.
Yeah,
So we're
checking
like
all the
set up for
boxes.
success is what I'm
yeah,
hearing.
yeah.
We're good.
Do you need a boat and an airplane?
He has a boat. We don't. Well, your
It's still not
father-in-law has
fixed.
an airplane.
I mean, you're there, man.
But yeah, we pulled this thing out. I was like, oh, we'll make all this money. And I went over to Brandon at Velocity Motorworks, and he builds race car. Like the guy
That's
just
all they
builds
do, yeah.
flat out race cars. And he looks at me, he's like, don't do this.
Don't do what I do.
He's like, do general repair. Like there's actual money in general repair. He's like, building race cars I do because I love it. And we started looking at it, I was like, okay, well, what's it going to cost to, get a lift and things like that? And for me, my background's business and marketing. So I do, consultations. Essentially, people would come to me with either a new idea or a old company and like, hey, where am I going wrong? And it's every time it's like, let me see your profit and loss statements and let me see your business plan. And you wouldn't believe how many businesses don't have a business plan.
Sure. I would. Yeah.
So those are the things, you live by that stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of my background. Then we looked at it and this place was a bare stain. Like it was.
So the business that was in here before before we got a hold of it was a lawn care company. And the guy who owns the building also owned and ran that business. He retired earlier this year and sold his business out. He still owns the building. He's our landlord, essentially. But I was working out of just the very back portion, kind of a single bay on my own. Because my background is automotive. Went to school down in Orlando at UTI. Spent the last 10 years or so in and out of the automotive industry. Finally decided I guess do it on my own terms. Or, well, our terms. Sure, it's my shop. Get out.
Yeah.
Get out of my shop. But no, that's me. That's my background, I guess. And then started playing with this Mustang, and
And at
that
first,
turned out to be a terrible idea.
like James came to me and he looks at me. He's like, "Hey, you were talking about buying a company. Would you invest in starting this company with me?" I looked at him and go, "No."
Oh yeah, no, he full on
So
shot me down the face.
you have a moment of clarity, and then you got drunk again. And decided
Yeah,
you didn't
exactly.
That's
work.
pretty much so that's kind of how the name came out too. We were sitting in the shop drinking, like, what do we name this thing? We started quoting random movies, and Inconceivable stuck.
I think we said like, "Oh, we're gonna do it right and treat people well." It's like, well, that's inconceivable. It's, you got
one of the most quotable movies of all time.
Yep.
Another one of the most quotable movies of all time is Playing, just over your shoulder. It's not a camera shot, but Spaceballs is playing. And we've just passed my favorite scene, which is where they're combing the desert looking for signs, and we ain't found shit. Is that? I think that's the line. So, anyway, I digress. We're having Bloody Marys in the morning in a shop, talking evil shop owner stuff. So that's your histories, and that's how it came to be. You're a month in.
Yep.
Do you realize what a mistake you've made yet?
Not yet. No.
No, it's the one thing I'll tell you is the imposter syndrome is real. Or it's like I walk in here every day. It's like I'm an like it doesn't feel real yet.
Yeah,
that
it does.
It's like this is ours. Like we spent thousands of hours, 16-hour days,
so
7
much
days on the
time
road
putting
to
this
do
thing
it.
together.
And it still is like, it's for somebody. Like it hasn't hit yet. It's like, this is ours. Like this is our vehicle to not be employees anymore.
Right. It's weird because I keep, throughout the course of doing this, we kept having like, oh yeah, it'll feel real at this point, or like when the lifts go in, it'll feel like a real thing, or when the floor is done, or this and this and this. And now we've been open for a month, and I'm like, yeah, no, this still doesn't actually
I'll tell you,
physically hit yet, which is
The
weird.
shop is way nicer than a lot of shops that have been around for 20 years. I mean, it's
Thank you.
clean.
We-
You've got nice epoxy floors. You've got good lighting.
That's part of what we were really going for is something that's comfortable and presentable and clean environment. We were after that from the beginning.
Well, and that's the marketing side for me is like, if you're going to pay the money to get somebody into your shop, you better make sure they come back for everything. It's if you sell one thing to one person one time, you'll be broke your entire life. If you continue to sell to that same person and they want to come back to your shop, that is how you become wealth. That's how you build up that base.
Well, the easiest customer is the customer you already have, right? It's
Yep.
just making them a repeat
Exactly.
customer rather than
This whole business is long game. You want to keep them coming back for more things instead of try it once, have a bad experience, and go to somebody else.
All right, so it's Random Wednesday at Inconceivable. You are slammed. You've got 12 hours of work you got to finish by the end of the day. And Miss Jones comes in, and she's about to leave for the beach, and her brakes are grinding. Do you have the skill set where you can go put pads and rotors on for her to get her on the road, or is that like,
So you're asking
That's-
me?
yeah.
Yeah. So I weaponize incompetence when it comes to cars.
okay?
So I've always done my own brakes, changed my own oil. I am not a mechanic by any means. Like I don't look up, on my car, I don't look up schematics. Like it's just, it looks like it goes together that way. When it comes to a customer's vehicle, yes, I can follow the rules, put on, brakes and rotors and things like that.
Hey, everybody. I wanted to take a minute to tell you about the coaching organization I've been involved with for, over 20 years now. Elite. Elite Worldwide, they don't give you a one-size-fits-all solution. They tailor the coaching specifically to you and your shop. They pair you with an experienced coach who is either a current or a former shop owner, and they turn strategies into actual action and accountability and results. Whether it's improving your service advisor's sales, growing your shop, growing to multiple locations, they really have you covered. They've got training for all of those things. Clients of Elite really see results. Higher profits, stronger teams, a better work-life balance. If you're ready to take the next step, visit eliteworldwide.com to schedule your discovery session. That's eliteworldwide.com to start working on your business rather than in it. Tell them that you heard about them on Confessions of a Shop Owner so that I get a pat on the back or maybe a box of chocolates or something. That would be awesome. Thanks.
But man, do I not let people know that? Very awesome.
I'm saying I feel like your partner's over here like.
So I was taking that question more of like that situation. What do you do? Do you turn her away and tell her no, we can't do it because we're already busy? And that's one of those things that depends on how many of the rest of those cars absolutely need to be done by the end of that day. And you kind of, to me, start calling your customers and see what their timeline is for the vehicles. Are they flexible? Can they wait till the next morning? If it's something I can back burner for, next morning, next day, whatever, I can do that. Or, stay a little bit later on something that can wait a little longer.
That is a much more mature way to address that situation. What I was really trying to figure out is Nathan as incompetent with vehicles as I am?
I don't know your skill set, but I do know his.
It's a very low bar.
This is why, This is why he's like, oh, I'll pull it in. No, you will not pull it in the shop. You absolutely will not pull anything in the shop.
I'm allowed to pull cars in and rack them. I can pull wheels and put wheels.
Our shop is so tight to get into. It's tough, honestly.
It's 3 2-post lifts and a full alignment system from Hunter, and it's tight. Like we're in, I think, 3,600 square foot.
Let me tell you how unusual it is that a startup new business shop has a Hunter Hawkeye Elite with a 12,000 pound scissor lift, free and clear. No debt.
We damn near stole that thing.
Yeah.
That's my two favorite things about the shop are the floors because they're beautiful and easy to clean, and the alignment rack. And we got that from a tip from Brandon at Velocity Motorworks, who told us about a company called RTR, and they do just repo equipment, not just for auto shops, all kinds of like industrial repo stuff. Mm-hmm. So they just happen to have this 2021 Hunter alignment system sitting in there. He goes down and looks at it and like, I'll just pay you a sticker for it. We got it for
34 out the door.
34 grand out the door.
Lift, liner,
the whole shebang. That's $100,000 plus system.
Yeah. Here's where it comes with me is I walk in this place and I look at it and I call James like, well, yeah, it's a Hunter Hawkeye. He's like, well, is it all there? It's like, it's red.
Because he has no idea what he's looking like. Yeah. Send me pictures.
Looking at us like, I don't know. There's like some swing dudes on the side. Like I didn't know what alignment rack.
It's got some silver things on the rack that look like they're wobbly.
It's got some things. Well, it was in pieces too. It was not put together, so he didn't really know what he was looking at. And I was just like, well, I hope it's there.
I knew it was big. But yeah, the guy when I walked,
it's really heavy.
That's a whole other story. Yeah, I went and picked it up with our trailer that was not happy about hauling it,
and a Home Depot
transit
truck.
Yeah. And then proceeded to try and unload it here with our tiny little forklift, which was also very unhappy. Yeah. That was a process.
Yeah, I can't imagine trying to put together one of those things.
We had Hunter come and put it together. But we got it. I got it inside.
Good. That's the right thing to do.
I'm not going to try that.
Do you know who did it for you?
Sean Sheetal is the guy's name. He's our Hunter rep. He's the only one that I know.
He's the service rep now. He's the new service rep in the area. Okay. The one that was here forever has recently moved on.
Okay. So, yeah. Sean did a great job. I was pretty happy with him.
So Sean, I've talked with a few of the guys out there though. So that's kind of the cool thing with the shop is he does, the mechanic work. He understands, cars in, cars out. For me, I understand like negotiating, talking to people and figuring out, hey, we need this insurance.
It sounds like you pissed off one of your parts reps this week.
Oh, which one did we piss off?
You said you're talking to somebody about a piece, wanting to get a quote on a piece of equipment and getting competing quotes, and the dude got mad at you.
That was way back in the beginning when we were first trying to set things up because we were getting quotes from like every vendor we could just to do some price comparing and see what was the realistic way to go.
But I took a day off of work and just every 30 minutes I scheduled another one in here. So we had Napa, AutoZone, Advanced Auto, O'Reilly, just bam, 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 bam.
They're all shaking hands as they pass each other.
They were, every single one of them. Oh, hey, what are you doing here? You know what I'm doing.
Same thing.
Yeah. So, are you willing to say? Do you have a primary supplier that you've decided to do business with, or is it just whoever's got what you need?
So, at this point, my top 3 have been FMP, who our rep Rick is
he's
awesome.
great.
Rick's a great dude. Big fan of FMP. I've worked with them in the past at different places. So FMP is probably my first go-to, and then Napa and WorldPack after that.
Okay.
I don't mess around too much with AutoZone, Advance. O'Reilly's has some of like the weird stuff that you don't expect them to, so they're really good in a pinch.
You've also got a lot of good dealerships right nearby.
So the reps are awesome from O'Reilly. The
Yes.
couple guys that came in liked them a lot.
Yeah, the reps are cool. I just haven't found a need to use them for a ton of stuff yet.
Let me switch gears a little bit real quickly.
Sure.
One of the things that's a common shtick on this show is, it's confessions of a shop owner. And the idea is that we share stories about the mistakes that we've made as experienced shop owners so that new shop owners don't make the same mistakes and they can make their own interesting new mistakes, right? So I'm going to give you guys a little bit, and you don't have to share anything if you don't want to. You're only a month in, but I had a plethora. I'm going to say plethora.
I like plethora.
I had a
better.
Plethora.
of clusterfucks
That sounds a little more
this
special.
week at CarFix.
How many is a plethora? Is it like one or
Many.
5?
Yeah. We had a wide variety of options to choose from. So I have a buddy who's got a shop in a neighboring town, and he is a really good businessman, and he knows his limits, and he knows his lane, and he doesn't go out of his lane. So he had a situation where he had a good client who needed head gaskets on a Honda, and he's not in a position to do head gaskets on the vehicle. So he called me and said, "Hey, I got this client. This is a situation." I said, "Why don't you just sub it to me? I'll give you a good discount, and you can mark it up and have it handled." And he's like, "Great, sounds good." And so we agreed to a fixed price, and he towed it over, and we get the ball rolling. And the technician's like, "Hey, I don't really like some of these aftermarket parts. I want to do dealer parts." Like, no problem.
Okay.
And the communication that was given to the technician was, do whatever you think you need to do to do the job right.
Right, and he
Right.
took that as get the dealer parts and
And he did. And he switched over to dealer parts, but he also, the original estimate didn't include chains, guides, and tensioners.
oh no.
And he was like, "It's got 130,000 miles on it. I'm going to put chains, guides, and tensioners on it."
Right.
I was told to get what I need to do it right, so he just got it all, and he got it all from OEM, right? And so the estimate went up by like $2,000.
Yep. That sounds right.
And so he texts my manager, and he's like, "Hey, all the parts are here. Am I good to go, or do we need to call the customer?" Because he knew that the estimate had gone up $2,000, but he didn't say, "Hey, the estimate's gone up $2,000."
Didn't communicate it back.
He assumed that
Yeah.
the manager had looked at the ticket too, right?
Sure.
And the manager's like, "Nope, Mike's already talked to him. Knock it out," right? And so he knocks it out. and so all of them thought that the other knew what was up.
Right.
And there was a breakdown in communication. And then yesterday morning, it's like, "Hey, Honda's ready to go." And I called my buddy on speakerphone. I was like, "Hey, man, what's up, bro? Are you off today?" Because I think he closes at noon on Friday, but he had taken the day off altogether. I was like, "Hey, the Honda's ready to go." It's like, super, logistically, I'm just going to send a tow truck to come pick it up, send me a bill. And I opened up the thing. I was like, "Oh, fuck." This is the first time I looked at it, right?
Sure.
And I was like, "Hey," I literally said, "This doesn't look right to me. How much did I tell you this was going to be?" Because I didn't remember. He was like, "You told me it was going to be X." I was like, "Well, I'm going to send you the payment link. You pay that amount, and I'll make the rest of it right." But
Yeah. Oh man.
something ain't right. And so then we figured out the breakdown in communication. And then there was a whole he said, she said. People got mad at each other within the company. We had to have a sit down with all parties involved.
A little heart to heart.
I was going to ask how you got to the bottom of that. Like what the
Yeah.
the firing order to get down to
Well,
not
so
firing, but
like I'm sitting there with my manager, and we're like, "How is this thing $2,000 more than what we quoted?" And we pulled up the original estimate. Like, "Oh, well, it's all Honda stuff. Oh, it's got chains and guides. Oh, okay. Well, that's how I got to be $2,000 more." And then he called the advisor, and he was like, "Hey, man, how did this thing go to $2,000 more?" He's like, "I don't know. I was told that just to fucking do it. It's Mike's buddy. Fix it."
oh,
And then we get off the phone, and he walks back in the shop, and he's like, "Hey, man, I just got my ass chewed because because this ticket was too much." And the technician was like, "I was told to get whatever it needed to be
Fix
done
it.
right." So why are they chewing our asses? We didn't do anything wrong, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, everybody was mad. So we had to have a little sit down, like, look, guys, there was no malicious intent. Nobody here was like, you
Right.
know what? I'm gonna screw somebody over and it won't be me, right?
Right.
No.
It was just a miscommunication.
So,
You
but-
lack of
ate it.
But it was a great example of everybody thought they were communicating clearly, but it wasn't clearly enough. And I end up getting take a nice big juicy bite of a $2,000 shit sandwich for doing a favor, right?
But playing the telephone game. It's like as a kid where one person says one and
Well, so what we agreed to was one, we went outside of our normal operating procedures and how we deal with estimates and customers, right? Because I got involved, and when I get involved, things get fucked up. And
familiar.
so it was a great example of this is why we don't go outside of our normal process and procedure. Everything should follow our normal process and procedure. And moving forward, whenever there is something that takes us out of the normal process, the expectation is, and I had that communication with you, I'm not trying to be a dick when I say this, but I'm going to say, okay, what did you hear? Repeat back to me what you understood from that.
that's actually
That makes
And
sense.
that's powerful.
if
No,
you
that makes a
don't,
lot of
and
sense.
and if you with egos at play, that can sound like I'm talking down to you like you're a child, right? You say, I'm not trying to talk down to you. I just don't want to write another $2,000 check because I failed to communicate clearly.
Right.
So, what did you understand? All right, perfect. Let's go. Right. So,
Make sure everybody's on the same page from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like for me with the marketing and business stuff, I was also sales for the company, and that's one of the biggest things I taught people was like, hey, all the time, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you get? And then,
well, it's a classic
That's-
mirroring and you know, it's a classic leadership and negotiation methodology, right?
but yeah, that's really good. What did you hear me say?
Yeah, yeah. So
Like that.
it was just one of many clusterfucks at CarFix this week. So what are you going to do? So one of the things that I'm super impressed with you guys about that I think you deserve kudos for is y'all were at an ASTA social event networking with other shop owners 3 weeks before you ever opened your business.
Before we were even open. Yeah.
Yep. We were.
You had a website and an SEO company. They connected you with ASTA. You came to events. You immediately started making relationships. You've signed up with a coaching company already.
Yep.
And might I say, the best coaching company of all the choices, Elite
Shameless
Worldwide. No, well, so like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, however many it was, we had an episode with Matt Lofton, their director of coaching, talking exactly about the program that you guys signed up for.
Yep.
It's their 180 program. It is kind of a self-guided process through the different modules that they have created. And there's group meetings available and one-on-one meetings available if you ask for it, right? And the pacing is kind of dependent upon your ability to complete the assignments,
Right.
Yeah.
and the kind of the checkoffs, right, to make sure that you have the competencies. And we were laughing yesterday. The first step of that is you have to have good financials, and you need to report good financials to them. And they're like, "We need 3 years of your P&Ls," and you're like, "I got 3 weeks of P&Ls."
Yeah.
So
We haven't been open that long yet. We can't give you that.
The calculator's like, man, your effective labor rate needs to be 288. It was like,
a little front heavy on the expenses right now, you know. So
well, it's I think it actually the Elite we did get from the podcast. So I mean, we hear the the commercials. But
Matt,
it was
did you hear
also-
that? They're a client of yours because of the podcast. Maintain sponsorship. So
Well, and then I
There's the
think it
shameless
was
plug.
I want to say it was Tanika that said it, but it was I want to say she said Michael Jordan had a coach in '97. Who are you to think you can do it better? Like if he has a coach, who are you to think you're better at doing something and you don't need coaching?
That makes a
It's
lot
like
of sense.
That's incrable.
she's a badass.
She really is.
Yeah.
I think everybody that I've met after the ASTA, I was telling them about just meeting her. It's like, man, she knows her numbers cold. Like, this is a person I would love to hang out with and just learn how to do things better. Because
She's fun to hang out with if you don't know dick about what she does for a living or her history or anything else. She's just fun to hang out with, you know. So anyway, she actually is also the reason that we're going to have a really ridiculous event at the expo this year. At the pre-party on Thursday night, if you come early, there's a party on Thursday night that's open for all attendees. You ever seen the big like strap-on sumo suits that they do?
Yeah, the inflatable ones or something.
Yeah,
right?
we've got those. But evidently, according to Nika, Lucas and I are having a sumo wrestling match. We're going to be dancing monkeys for the amusement of everyone else. But there will be a champion's belt handed out. So I don't know the rules of sumo or how it works, if there are rounds, if there are multiple outs, or if you have to pin me or what. But Lucas is a big dude, right? He's what? I would say 6'2", maybe 275 or something.
All right.
Maybe 300. Maybe 575. Yeah, he's...
Slowly.
Braxton just called you fat, bro. And I'm overweight, but I'm not by any stretch big or strong. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to run in circles until I tire out big fella, and then I'm going to kick him in the knee. So that's
I'll
my
pay
plan.
good money for that.
Yeah. So
I'll pay to watch that.
yeah. So if you're coming to ASTA Expo, there's so much to gain from an event like that. And just one of the many things is going to be Lucas beating the shit out of me in a sumo suit. So,
Well, like we were saying yesterday, if you want to get the longest shop in business and the youngest shop in business.
well, I was thinking
Go
about
head-to-head.
I was thinking about Mike Byers Automotive in Asheville. I don't know. They've been around since the early 80s just with him as a single owner, right? So now there are generational businesses that are pushing up on 100 years now, right?
Perfect.
Around the country. So my family's been in it for 3 generations. My grandfather opened his up in 37, I think. But it's been 3 different. Each generation has had its own business. So it hasn't been the same business running
Gotcha.
continuously. But no, it's pretty neat. So are you guys coming to the expo?
Absolutely.
We're planning to, yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
But yeah, without a question. It's like
That's
I was
something we
saying,
essentially we have to go to that.
Yeah, it's 10 miles away. There's no reason not to.
And it really is. The more people you know, the better you can do this thing.
For us, making connections from the beginning has been huge. Even just meeting the people we've already met. Oh, like you.
Well, what can
Helpful. It's been great.
what can I do, or what can we do as an industry to help out a startup shop business like what you guys have? Anything?
Man, that's a good question.
why
Really,
I
I mean,
asked
you guys have kind of done it. Like that's. I mean, I've called you. I've called, or I've texted you, or I think I've texted and called. Something we found out was the shop owners. Like going into this, I thought everybody was tooth and nail that tried to screw each other. Just. And
That
I
is
found out
not
that
the case
the
at all.
owners are some of the best people I've ever met. It's ask for help, and they will. I mean, they'll come over and give you the shirt off their back.
If they're ASTA people,
Holy cow.
100%.
We haven't met bad people yet. Honestly, no.
Well,
Really?
you haven't realized that I'm a bad person yet.
Oh no, we've listened to the podcast. But
Okay, fair enough.
You're like our role model.
So I'm going to ask invasive questions, and if you don't want to answer them, or if you want me to cut them out, we can cut them out.
Go ahead.
What's the nature of your partnership? Are you all 50-50?
Not right now, actually.
Okay.
No, the way we so at first we did say like, all right, we're 50-50, and then it was so I ended up funding every dollar.
Right. That's probably the biggest reason that we're not 50-50 is because the financing has to come mostly from you at this point.
So what we did instead is we went 1981, and as soon as the shop gets net profit, all of his net profit's going to go back to paying the loans down and he'll pay back X percentage. He'll get that percentage back and be able to put that back on. And that's just what you do for a friend. So a lot of our mentors like, oh, do an S corp, so it's harder for him to buy it back. It's like, nah, man, we did this together. I have to have that controlling because like if this thing goes bust or you just walk out and want to take part of the company with you,
So, do you have a partnership agreement in place?
Yes,
in writing. Yeah. Okay, good. I would encourage you. I had a partner in store number 2 and store number 3, and I'm super thankful to the advice that I got from my business coach through Elite, and we had a really clear understanding and a mutually agreed upon ironclad partnership agreement, and when it became obvious that we didn't need to work together anymore, it made it really easy to extricate ourselves from the business together. We had an agreed upon valuation formula, and I knew how much I had to pay him, and he knew how much he was going to get paid and the terms in which he was going to get paid.
Okay.
And so we're still friends. Like he He took that money and went and opened a shop in his hometown. I went by and visited him last week or the week before, I don't remember when it was, and hung out at his shop for an hour with him. He was at Carfix at the social that y'all came to. He brought his whole crew with him.
Oh, the guy brought that crew of people. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but yeah, we talked to him.
I remember asking his guys, is like, hey, how do I not fuck this up? From the employee. And the employee's like, air conditioning.
Yeah.
We've established this air conditioning's for pussies, except up front. The front has to be air conditioning because I'm very delicate.
You can't have the service riders sweating of it. You can't have that. Delicate sensibilities.
All right, so you've got a partnership agreement in place. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
At the risk of giving advice you didn't ask for, 50-50 partnership is really challenging.
Yeah.
Because you will disagree on things at some point, and somebody's got to have the end word.
Yeah.
End word is what I said. And so our agreement was 51-49. And so, and that was where it was. And that was where it was from the very beginning. So you didn't ask for that advice, but that's more for people that are listening and thinking about opening up a shop in partnership with a friend or a colleague.
That is good advice, because I don't think either one of us really knows how to work a partnership. Really, we've never done this before. We're in uncharted territory for us.
Absolutely.
You've got a resource with Elite right now.
Yep.
And there are tons of individual owners and partnership owners, and majority minority relationships. We were talking about Huska in Fort Collins, right? A world class organization. They do enormous numbers, and they've got majority and minority stakeholders, right? So they can review your existing partnership agreement, or they can give you templates of other ones that have been known to work, and agreement form.
Might be not.
It's definitely
a bad
something
thing
to
to
look
do.
into.
Yeah,
Because when we went into this thing, it was a handshake. Like we kind of talked. Like this is what we're going to be about. Like we're not gonna screw people. We're not here to lie. We'll show them like, hey, this is why it's.
Look, man, cars break enough on their own. You don't have to make shit up.
exactly.
So.
And really the thing that's working is he runs the shop. Like he knows the inside of that in and out.
That's because I've spent the last 10 years bouncing through auto shops in various positions. I've been a service writer. I've worked in parts. I've been a tech. I've played that
for
game.
me, it's the bank and the insurance and talking to CEOs and stuff like that. That's where I find that's my comfort zone.
So when I learned about you guys and the business that you were starting, when we talked at the ASTA event last month, you were still working full time, and you would come here in the evenings or weekends or whatever and help out and work from home and that kind of stuff. And you were kind of
I was pretty much
doing
here
everything
at that
here,
point, yeah.
And now you have quit your. You're no longer bivocational. You are now here also.
Yep, I'm here full time.
So my fear is a startup company 1 month in. Does it have enough revenue for the two of you to be able to pay the bills?
No.
Not
enough to pay the company bills, yes,
Right.
but then to take enough money out for you to pay your personal bills,
right.
Because
This is actually this was something I was hoping you would bring up, and I wanted to touch on. So even though I did marketing, business, consulting for about 12 years, first thing I did when we brought up this shop was go buy Small Business for Dummies and go learn it. It's a Bible. Like it is as good as it gets. But it goes through, make sure your finances are good. It walks you step by step to make sure you're ready to do this kind of thing. With me being here full time now, I'm still taking nothing from the company, but I do have quite a bit of savings. I do have, all these things where it's like, hey, I need a nest egg. My wife is still working, things like that, to be able to do it. But it's you absolutely have to have working capital.
do you have a I'm good not taking a check for 6 months? Is it 3 months, 6 months, a year?
It's essentially I'm good. So I'm a disabled veteran. Okay. So all my bills are paid for through that disability, and it's the reason I don't have a race car anymore. I've got an old 05 RAV4 that's paid off.
Yeah.
And that's without food and gas, that sort of thing. But it pays my mortgage. It pays to make sure that I'm good.
Okay.
And right now we're building. I don't care. I'm not trying to make money right now. I'm trying to make this thing sing. Okay. And I can take money later on.
Okay. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's not a bad gig.
Well, you got to get paid, brother.
Yeah, so my story is a bit different. During the the time we were basically setting this up and building this, I had decided to unemploy myself. Yeah.
You had released yourself to the industry to seek further opportunities.
Correct. Yeah. Because I knew that my attention and my focus needed to be here full time while we were, like I said, building and setting up everything here. So I spent the first 2 months working off of my own savings, essentially, which I was prepared for. That's fine. I don't think I have quite as much of a built up savings as he does, but I'm in kind of the same boat where I'm okay with taking less pay if the business isn't, doing enough to pay me,
What you're worth.
what I'm worth. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So that can come later. I know what I need to, survive and get by. Anything extra, like I said, that can come down the road. So there are sacrifices to be made doing this. And as long as you're willing to do it, we hope it works.
That was the thing too, is we went through like our budgets.
Yeah.
Like what is the absolute minimum we can live off of?
Yep.
And that's, gas, toothpaste, and sleep for dinner. So like that's just in case everything goes wrong.
And the occasional Bloody Mary bar.
And the Bloody Mary bar. Yeah.
Couldn't do it without a Bloody Mary
No,
bar.
of course not.
I mean,
We already had
everybody
that.
wants to drink their bacon in the morning, right?
Yep.
So, you've been more business minded than most startup shops from the word go. That's good. I asked you off air earlier what your labor rate was, and you told me the answer to that question. And I guess my question is, how did you pick that number?
We actually started with our idea of being lower than that. Do you care if we say it on air?
No, not at
So
all.
we started out bouncing the idea around at 130. And then just the more people we talked to and networked with, everybody said you have to start higher because being at the bottom will bring in
bring you to
The
the
bottom.
bottom.
shit work. You're going to get
Yeah.
shit work. You're not really going to make anything that way. So,
And that, like cheap people bring expensive problems.
yeah, that's true. So, and we didn't know anything about the phrase hero shops until we started listening to the podcast, but I feel like that would kind of fall into that. Oh yeah, we're the cheapest around. We'll fix anything and, undercut everybody else and you be the heroes. It's not, not always the right way to go.
Well, even at 150, we're not the most expensive by a long shot.
No,
You're not close.
but we're not
it's
on
also-
the bottom either.
Well, the thing is, too, we didn't buy a business. We don't have a book of business. So we do have to get people in here on cheap oil changes, on low.
True.
Like all these people in the industrial park came out to every owner, CEO, all the people there. It's like, hey, here's my card. Everybody that works for you gets 10% off. So a 10% off parts discount. And it's just to get people through the door. Obviously, our labor rate will go up, but for now, it has to be low. When you're trying to bring in business, brand new.
Right. There has to be
So
something
that's-
to bring the people in other than just the awesome name of our shop.
Yeah.
So
Besides that.
your location is in a heavily industrialized area,
Yeah.
part of Raleigh near the airport. There are a lot of fleet buildings that I just driven by. There's a big plumber across the street.
Yep.
There's a turf company right next door. And so as I was pulling in, I was thinking that all these guys have trucks that need service.
Yep.
And there's somebody that's servicing them, and there's a reason, and they have a relationship, but they aren't as convenient as you are.
Correct, yeah.
You literally can walk over there and drive the truck over and then put it back in their parking lot for them
We've
if you want
had
to.
people do that. Like we've gotten some business from this little industrial park that we're in, and a lot of times the people will come, drop their vehicle off, and just walk down the street to work. Like, yeah, just call
Well,
me at the end of the day when it's done.
If you can get their personal vehicles, they'll start bringing the fleet vehicles. If you can get their fleet vehicles, they'll start bringing their personal vehicles. So,
Yeah.
now I am not a good fleet service resource, but there are lots of people who are that listen to this or that are in ASOG or CTI. And we were talking last night, you guys are not social media guys. I get that. Kudos to you. You still need to have a
Yeah.
Facebook account that you ignore and just be on those two groups.
We do. We have a Facebook account and an Instagram account
For the business, yeah.
for the business. Well, yes, for the business. But
Well, so it's ASOG, Auto Shops Owners Group, and then Changing the Industry Podcast Group. And then there's another one, Auto Shop Owners Hangout, which is, I would only do that one for amusement's sake because, the type of questions that are in there are just ridiculous. There's a lot of incompetency that happens in that group, but it's good for amusement's sake. So And there's a fair amount of troll posts that happen in that group too that are
Those are
pretty
always
funny.
fun.
So
As a young, impressionable shop, I try to stay away from that. Like, that's a great idea. And then people are like, hey, fuck it.
So one of the recent pieces of my shtick that I use to rage bait people on the podcast and on the groups is talking about free diag.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I have said, if people choose to listen, is free diag is not right for every business. And if you're a specialty shop or whatever else it might be, there's no reason to give anything away. I don't know if free diag makes sense for you guys. I don't think it does.
I would agree with that.
Not at this point.
I kind of bounced that idea around initially.
We do have the inexpensive oil changes.
We do.
So $75 full synthetic up to 5 quarts to get people in. And then the one thing I've been doing anytime I go to these, like that's what I do most of the days is walk out, talk to other business owners. And I always take free alignment coupons with me.
Yeah, the more time
So
you're
it's
not
for all.
here, the more I can run the shop.
But that's what I do is like give him an incentive, and also if I can get that owner in here in the shop and have him see like, holy cow, it's comfortable, it's nice, like it's not, it's not like a dark hole with a guy that's all nasty in here. It's a comfortable place to be at.
Well, I've not thought about free alignments as a loss leader to get people in, but in your instance, I can see how that makes sense because it's not a payroll hit because the owner is doing the alignment.
Correct.
And there's no parts involved. So like a free oil change, you got oil and filter that you're eating.
Right. We can't do the free oil change, but I've set them up basically all line priced, and it's I think reasonable. $75 for a full synthetic, up to 5 quarts.
I think that's the marketplace right now. I don't think that's beating the doors down price, but that is a price that is not going to lose you customers or customer opportunities.
With the alignments, we have an employee as well. So he's a 19-year-old young man, spectacular.
He's a great kid. I'm not gonna lie, he's good.
Oh, we love having him around here. But we can
Does he
have
partake in the Bloody Mary bar also?
He is 19,
He's 19.
So no.
So
We're
we
gonna
don't
say
know,
no.
and I'm not going to ask him.
That's some weak, evil shop. That's some mediocre shop ownership right there. If you're going to be evil, you got to contribute to the delinquency of minors.
Okay, so you got to see his car before you even think, before you start giving this kid booze. He showed us the picture of his 350Z, and it was gorgeous when he first got it. Like now
it's ragged out.
Oh, it's
falling
put
apart.
together with 6 different colored body panels.
Yeah, because he keeps trying to drift it and hitting
Erect it,
curbs.
yeah.
So there's no trunk on it. That's when he pulled this thing in. I remember both of us looked at it. I was like, "Oh yeah, that guy works on cars for sure."
It's a piece of shit, but
it is a piece of shit.
But realistically, like he is a good kid. He's got a good work ethic. He's got a good attitude, and he asks questions. God, that's the biggest thing. Hiring somebody in, especially somebody who's new, and I would rather have you ask me a million questions so that you can do it the right way, rather than think you know what you're doing, fuck it up, and then I have to pay for it. So I like that he asks me questions. It's good.
For sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Yeah, thanks, Matthew. When you do,
Yeah, shout out to
eventually,
Matthew.
when you do eventually find out this exists.
Yeah. We didn't tell him we were doing this, did we?
Yeah, I think he said he was going to come in here.
No, I think he's gone this weekend.
Oh shoot! I don't know. He might come in here
No, well, that's fine. Yeah, so you guys are Monday through Friday, though, right, for business?
Monday through Saturday.
We're Saturday 10 to 2, technically. But it's
Okay.
it's usually just...
You might have a customer walking in and we're sitting here chugging Bloody Marys.
So
sir, could you go around?
Saturdays have pretty much just... We haven't really gotten any real business on Saturdays. It's kind of an admin day. We are technically here, and I'll check a customer in or maybe do an oil change, but I'm not doing any heavy work on a Saturday.
So usually what we do is we grab that 85 Mustang we pulled out of that guy's, yard car that he was watering, and try to remember how we took it apart.
Yeah, there's that.
The genesis of your business was stealing a Fox body from a dementia patient.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, just making
Yeah,
sure
he's
we're
got
good.
it. That's
We're locked
right.
in on that.
That's it.
It's
We also,
I think that should play into the title of our episode. Yeah.
we also
stole.
So there's another car we stole too, which should we talk about that?
Sure.
Talk about the other car.
It's
It's a 68 Mustang.
we bought a 68 Mustang running and driving 351 Cleveland on a pallet next to it for $750. That's what's sitting out back. That's my next project.
It's it needs.
And that guy also had Alzheimer's. Like that's
So, new evil shop owner hack: seek out Alzheimer's patients.
Yeah, that's
for
it.
their cars.
Yes.
I will tell you this: having visited hundreds of shops around the country over 20 plus years of being in the industry, and it goes back more than 20 years because I was visiting shops with Elite in their 20 group process with my dad when I was just a service advisor.
Okay.
At his shop. Don't ever let your project car take up bay space in the shop. The bay space in the shop is there to generate revenue.
Yeah.
And project cars in the bay is the first thing you see at shops that are struggling. If I walk into a shop and the owner's like, "Oh, I've been having problems with this and problems with that, and thanks for coming by," and the owner goes to take a phone call or talk, I look over at whomever he just told me is his right-hand man. I said, "Where does he keep his race car?" And it's always in the back bay on the lift, and it hadn't moved in 6 months, or his drag car, or his boat is backed into a bay, or don't let toys. This business exists for you to put $1 in and get $1.20 out.
Gotcha.
Over and over.
Right.
It's a money printing machine to support you and your family and your employees, and you want to give a good service to your customers while you're doing it. Your toy projects have to be on toy project time. So if you can push it in and use your bay space for that on Saturday evenings or at night, as long as you can push it back out the next morning and that bay is available for your customers the next day, that's fine.
That's why it's the closest one to the door.
Yeah, so we can push it out easily.
Okay.
And that's actually
sorry to get preachy on you like that, but I've seen it over and over and over.
This is the information that we want from people with experience because, again, we're new. We don't know what the hell we're doing. So having the connections and people to tell us that, I wouldn't know that otherwise, right?
It's something you've brought up in other podcasts. I've heard you say that. It's like that bay is there to make money.
Yeah.
Like that. And that's why, Friday night, throw it in there. We can work on it Saturday. Check people in. If we're open 10 to 2, check people in, get appointments for the next week. But yeah, it is helpful. And I think we agreed a while back. It's like, look, we listen to everybody. We weigh everything for sure, but we haven't been
Take
doing
as much
since,
advice as we can get at this point.
Right? Well, we haven't been doing this since 1937, your family has. To think that I know better than somebody who's been doing this forever or for a long time, it's lunacy.
Yeah, unrealistic.
It's inconceivable.
So that's inconceivable.
And there's our shameless plug.
Yeah, there you go. Inconceivableauto.com, 8825 Midway West Road, Raleigh, North Carolina. 919-664-0131.
Thank you, sir.
That's us.
Boom.
Yeah,
They've got it on
nice.
the wall right behind the couch. That's the only way I knew.
I saw him look up and start reading off the shirt. It's like, all right.
Guys, this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I really
it's great.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks for letting us set up the casting couch.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
It wasn't what I expected.
Do we keep clothes on or
Do we still do the confessions or we run it out of time?
Do you have a confession?
Oh my God,
I didn't
yes.
want to put you on the spot.
let's you go first.
So
I'll give you one.
I call electricity magic because it doesn't make any sense to me. And I call electricians magicians. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing with electricity, don't. So we had a Craftsman
Air compressor.
The air compressor, that's what it was. And it's like, it doesn't sound like it's turning over all the way. Well, let's just put a bigger amp fuse in it. It's like, how much bigger? 10? And we put it in. It turned into a fireball immediately. And it was right in my face. Like I'm standing right next to the pump. Hit on.
You understand the purpose of a fuse, right?
No, it's magic.
He
Like,
does
that's-
not
I
understand.
did not go to Hogwarts. I
Where
don't know anything
were
about
you
it.
to stop him from doing this?
Halfway across the shop.
Next to it.
I was standing further away.
He's looking at me. He's like, yeah, send it. I like, see what happens.
You'll learn. It's like touching the hot burner as a kid. You'll learn. You
Yeah.
did.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. That was my $1,200 mistake. Actually, $200. We did get
Yeah,
that
it was
used.
not $1,200.
Yep. It was $200, but
Well, you got off easy then. So
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
wasn't terrible, but it was a learning moment for sure.
just got my eyebrows back.
Yeah.
you got him tattooed on.
Was it? Yeah. It's
I think mine's gonna be that stupid wheel balancer we have out there. We bought it
Yeah.
used. We thought we're like, yeah, I know it's pretty cheap. We got it off of Facebook. Turns out it was set up to run 3-phase power. We don't have that. We have spent forever trying to run a converter and do all this stuff. And we're like, you know what?
Just sell it and get another one.
We need to just fucking buy one.
Yeah, we don't have 3-phase manual.
There was a really good quality Corgi mount and balance combo that was on a shop liquidation here in Raleigh last week, and
address or
Josh Coombs drove up from Fayetteville and scooped it up.
So I'm pretty sure we missed that at this point.
Yeah, it was a good price. I think it was like $2,000 for both of them together. So
That hurts.
Yeah, that would have been great.
yeah, you just keep an eye out for those things, man. So
And that's everything in the
what
shop
we're
is
doing.
used. I mean, there's not a new thing in here. That's how we kept the price so low.
Right.
Go to ASOG and go to the files section, and Dutch Silverstein Stein.
Both.
Dutch, grumpy Jewish guy, has a calculator on there to calculate real ROI on equipment expense.
Great.
Don't ever use the calculator that the equipment salesman give you.
Oh,
of
no,
course not.
we know.
Yeah,
better
Of course
than that.
not.
And that's a great way to see why you should be buying used equipment at this point in your
Oh,
career.
yeah.
and
The
growth.
used equipment has saved us a ton of money. And as long as it's functional,
And you guys are
We're
debt free right now from the company perspective. Is that right?
we're not
That's-
sinking
So,
in money.
well, don't get me
So
wrong.
you're
it's
so
free.
far ahead of most startups right now because you've got all your equipment debt free by buying used and being frugal.
Yep.
And you've started with a coach right away, and you've started networking with other shop owners and realized that you don't have to live on an island by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most startup shop owners, it takes them 5, 6, 7 years to figure that out. So I'm excited to see your growth over the next few years. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm sure that I'll see you next month at the expo.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I mean,
there.
just for anybody who's here in Raleigh, please, if you own a shop, come by. Like, say hi to us, give us advice. We will eat it up. Like, I'll pay you for it.
They'll set up
set up a
margarita,
casting couch.
yeah, a margarita bar and a casting couch. Just come by.
You tell me liquor of your choice, and I'll set it up.
That's the casting couch part. All right, I think that's enough.
Guys, all right, cheers.